In this video we're going to talk about security. Hi, my name is Stratos and this is a series on how to create your website using the Oxygen website builder. Of course, this video does not include the Oxygen website builder. We're talking about security and your website. So, first thing first, there is no security that cannot be passed. That's my opinion, of course. I'm not a security expert, but history has confirmed that no matter how good you are, there are some people that are better. If they do mark you for a reason, they can do damage to you. Your PC is not secured, your computer is not secured, your house is not secured if they want to rob you. I mean, they can steal your car, they can rob your bank. Not to be a pessimist, but okay. So, let's see some websites. Now, as you can see, Apple had a flaw in 2017, and someone could log into your Mac without using a password. I think the reason was he could type nothing as a password and try it 11 or 12 times, and then he could access your entire system. That was a flaw, a bug that Apple came to see from Apple was contacted by a user and they fixed it. Okay, let's go to the next one. We have confirmed that NASA website has been hacked. Okay, so if someone will mark your website for some reason, I don't say that anyone can hack, but if a group of people that are doing that for some reasons and they want to hack you, most possibility they will. Okay, this is also with your car, with your house and anything else. You can put security, you can put an alarm system, you can put everything you want. The reason that you do all those things is because you want to advance your system and be more difficult for an intruder to get into your house. Okay, so they will choose the easiest target and they will go to the next one. I have a bike, I have a motorcycle, and I always keep it locked. I know that the lock can be cut in some seconds, but if they see my bicycle next to another one which is not locked, they will prefer to go to the next one and not go to mine. If they target my bicycle, they will definitely be able to steal it. They can get near to the bicycle with a truck, they can lift it up and put it in the truck and go. They can do many things. Okay, so this is a little bit the case with everything. You are not fully secured and you cannot relax and say I have this plugin and these services and everything is cool. Okay, the 4 things that are easy to do, and you can do that and have at least a security level that you can sleep and say that my site will definitely be okay, but not for sure, of course, is choose, the first one is choose a reliability web hosting company. Okay, the better the web hosting, the more secure settings they have. The second one is, of course, to use passwords and usernames in your website that are more secure. Do not use admin, do not use administrator, do not use as a username the name of your website. Do not make it easy for someone to guess which one is. Do not use your name, of course, because they may probably know you. So do not make it easy to guess. The third one is take backup. Okay, most web hosting companies do take backups for your website. Of course, it does matter which plan do you go and what to choose, but it's better if you also have a local backup for your website. And the last one is some security plugins that you can add to your website, and of course some other measures like settings and things like that you can add to your website. So let's go and let's start enclosing. And this is a local installation. This is something that I'm creating in my PC. So I'm using the admin username and password 123456. Okay, so let's go and see one admin, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's go and see that. And if I log in, it will proceed to my dashboard, as you can see. Now let's log out. Of course, this is a local installation, so it doesn't matter what I'm using. So let's go and check this out. Let's type here demo and also demo. Okay. If I try to log in, you will see that says unknown username. Check again and try your email address. So if someone are starting to type username or email addresses, he will get this message if the username is not correct. But if he guesses your username correctly, so let's go for admin and let's put a random password. Let's go for login. He will get another error message that says this password you entered for the username admin is not correct. Now, by this information, he knows that there is a username admin, and he now knows the username, and he has only to guess the password. Okay, of course, he is not going to do it by hand, but he is going to use a DDoS attack or something else, a brute force attack. Brute force is a machine, a program that constantly produces different variations and tries numbers and letters and something like that. So this is something that WordPress should fix it at some point. They shouldn't give it so easily if you guess your admin, your username or your email address, and they should give the same error for no matter if you type the correct username or not. So let's close that. And this is a plugin, Wps Hide Login. What that does is, let's go again to the local installation. Okay, local and oxygen. Okay, and this is the local installation. So let's say that this is my domain. And if I type wp/admin, not slash, hyphen admin, I will get here to the wp login PHP. Okay, this does not matter if you type just wp login PHP, you will get the same page. So this plugin changes the wp-admin to something else. So it's not so easily for someone to guess what's your address, what's the address beside your domain name that he want to put to get to the administration access. Okay, so it's you give it a little bit difficult for him to know where to go and start using program to guess your username and password. So be sure to check that out, and of course you must remember that maybe there are some plugins or some themes, or you have some features that do want the WP admin to be in your website and cannot work with that. Okay, I haven't had any problems, any issues, but I know that there are some plugins that do want the WP admin and want to have it in order to work correctly. Of course, you can try it out and see if it's good for you. Now, two of the best security plugins that we're going to talk in this video is the item security, which has 900,000 active installations, and the Wordfence security, which has, where are the installation, over 3 million active installations. Sorry for the Greek here, I didn't change the language. Let's go and change that, delete the EL. Okay, now I am using one of those in my websites. Usually it's iThemes, but not always. In many cases I'd use Wordfence, because those two are plugins that have a worldwide network, and if someone has an iTheme security plugin activated in his website and he will get attacked by an IP address that is sending him messages trying to guess the username or trying to guess some URLs, or goes for a DDoS attack and try to break down the website and something else, he will be black label. His IP will be black label, and the network will know that the IP will be black label. So everyone who will have the iThemes security, the iThemes plugin installed in his computer, will not allow this IP, this particular IP, to get access to your website. It will be blocked automatically. He will not even get to start the attack to your site. So this is something that is really important for a security plugin, and you always must have it. So those two plugins do have the network security. Okay, they do not cross information, I think, but if you have iThemes or WordFence, since they are so popular, I'm thinking you will be good. So of course they do have pro versions, both of those, and WordFence it's a little bit too expensive, I think. Let's go for the buy now, and as you can see here, it costs 48. This is the iTheme, sorry, $48 for one single site, $77. All those prices are for here for 10 sites, and $120 for unlimited, which is good. If you're an agency, you can totally buy the gold and have it in unlimited websites for 1 year. Let's go for the WordFence, and as you can see, this is per site, 99 bucks per site. If you buy 2 to 4 licenses, they will give you a 10% discount, and it will be $89 per site. If you go for 15 or more, it will get $75-ish per site. I'm saying it again. So if you go and try for 5 sites, let's go and see. This is 10 sites and $77. And if you go for WordFence and 5 websites, it's $420. Okay. I think it's too much, but of course you cannot set a price in the security. If your website is very big and produces a large amount of money, you must invest in some security. I'm not saying it's not good or anything else. You can try both of them, and no matter what you choose, you will be, I think, alright. And if you go with the pro version, then it's even better. So let's see what we have here. No, another one. So I will put an article by Kinsta it's great, and you can read all the article. I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to repeat it, but you can go ahead and do everything that it says. If you want to be crazy, not crazy, but if you want to be extreme and do everything, it will not be bad, of course. You cannot only do good things for your website. If you're a maniac and you want to do every little bit, you can do everything from this article, and you can skyrocket your security. Okay, but I think that you can do 3, 4, 5 steps and be enough secure enough to go to sleep at night easier than earlier. Now, I'm using WordPress for about 5 years now, I think, and I had only once website that was infected, and a site of mine, I mean, and the reason was that one plugin was not updated when it should be. Okay, so we got hacked, and of course, since I had a backup, I restored the backup and everything was alright. So always you should remember to update your plugins and themes. Always. Okay, it's a very easy method for someone. If you're using an older version of WordPress, if you're using an older version of themes or plugins, to explore and see what you have, and then exploit a backdoor or something, or a bug that a plugin or theme had. So if we read this article, you can be sure that you can get many of these. As you can see, 83% of WordPress gets infected. Okay, this is because it's the most popular CRM version. Okay, Joomla is only 13, but they're not too popular. And everything else you can see here. If we go here, this is the vulnerabilities that are the 6 most known reasons for vulnerabilities and how you can get hacked from backdoors. pharma hacks and everything else. You can read all this. I will put this in the description below. And this is the 19 steps that you can do to level up your security. So you can choose a web hosting, you can have the latest PHP version. Of course, you should have the latest PHP version. You should choose, I think now, 7.3. Do not go to 7.4 until WordPress community says it's okay to update. And of course, you should also check your plugins and see if they are compatible with version 7.3 at first and then 7.4. Username and password, you should always use something secure. And Microsoft tell us it's better to use a passphrase than a password that it's more secure. What I mean is, it's better to have a password as a phrase like, every day I go walk with my dog, and all this is your password, instead of using something like uppercase A, 8, question mark, S, R, capital T, 8, and have 8 characters of that. Okay, the more letters you add, the more difficult it is for someone to guess your password. And always when I mean someone, I mean a machine. Okay, of course, latest version, as we said, of everything. And you can lock down your WordPress admin. Use two-factor authentication. This is a great security tip. Always use HTTPS. You can harden your WP config by following the articles here. Disable the RCP, hide WordPress version. Of course, this is something that you can do easily. HTTP security headers, WordPress security plugins that we talked about. Database security. Now, this is some folks tell us that it's better to have a database secured by doing some measures, and others says that if they gain access to your PHP admin, no matter how difficult they will be for them to go into the database, your database, they will guess it. If they gain access to PHP my admin, then goodbye. But you can always create your database with different name if you are creating databases manually, and having the prefix of the WordPress installation to be something else than WP. Okay, next one, where were we? Database secure connections, file server permissions, so you will have the right permissions. Disable editing in the dashboard, we will see that. Prevent hot link, always take WordPress backups, and DDoS protection. So these are the steps that you can read and be more informed about security. And let's go to our plugins. As you can see, I have deactivated the WordFence because I did a test. This is the GD metrics from my website. Do not look at this number. If I did again, as it is now, I will get much less number. And I had 39 requests. Then I installed the iThemes security and I get 39 requests also. And then I disabled the iThemes and install the WordFence, and also I get 39 requests. So I'm happy that WordFence did lighten up their plugin, because it used to be more heavy than that. They had a live event log or something that was really heavy and added some requests to your website. But I'm happy to see that they are having none request more than, if not using something like that. So let's go to the iThemes and let's go and add here the iThemes. And I'm going to install now. I think the iThemes has more features in the free version than the WordFence security, but the WordFence security has a scanner integrated. So if you get hacked, then you must use WordFence security to clean your website. But if you are not hacked yet, you can use the iTheme to secure your website. So let's go to settings. And here we're starting by asking to secure, excuse me, by doing security check and ban the users, database backups, and do all of those things, local brute force protection and things like that. So enable security checkup to identify IP addresses. So this is for the network. And secured site. Okay, so activate network brute force protection, and this is the email that I'm using. And if I want to receive emails, I do not. If you are an agency and you have multiple websites, you do not want to get notifications every single time. If you only have one website, then go ahead and enable everything, because every single notification will be for your website. But if you do have 10 or 20 websites, you will get notified every single minute. So let's go for the security check, and let's see. This is the check that we have already done. I will not redirect the HTTP to HTTPS. I will use a different plugin that we will see in a later video for that. Global settings, let's go and set the configure. So by using this plugin, it will not allow anyone to write in the files. So if we go to appearances here, if you do not have any plugin installed, the security plugin or iThemes, you will see now here that it will have a theme editor, and in plugins it will have a plugins editor. This is an editor that you can go ahead and access your files from your dashboard, and this is something that it's not secured, and the iThemes will disable it. Okay, and I think this is what was here in where was it? I think file server, no file separation, disable editing in dashboard. I think this is what they mean. I'm not going to check it by clicking it. So I'm going to allow the iTheme security to write in the WP config, and here you will have the blacklist threshold. So the number of logs per IP before the host is denied permanently, it's 3, and the blacklist will last for 7 days. Okay, this is good. Logout period 15 minutes, you can go ahead and give it a 60 or something, and then if you have your IP address, and if it's a static, you can whitelist it, so you are always whitelist IP for your website. Log type database only, I will not allow for logs, but you can go ahead and check if you want file only or both. Usually I'm selecting database only, and I do not change any of these things. Hide security menu and admin bar if you want to hide the security here. And let's go and save settings. Okay, after that we're going to notification settings, and here you can add some more emails to be notified if something is happening. I will not check the all admin users because I do not want to get notified. But if you want, you can get notified when it takes a backup, when every day for the security digest, or weekly or something else. You can choose here if you want weekly, but I do not want any of those. And site lockouts, if you want to get notified if a user has logged out of your website. If you have a website that has many users, maybe you do not want to have this. But if you have a website with, I don't know, 10 users or less, you should check this out. You should leave it checked. So let's go and save these settings, and I have to set here the default recipients because it doesn't let me, but let's close that and go to the next one. 404 detection, let's go and enable that. So I don't want for anyone to go and type random addresses just to produce 404 and try to break my website. Away mode, this is if you want to only choose which hours in a day you can access your website. Okay, if you are doing something like that, so if you are the only one who's accessing a website and you do it only in daytime and only if you are in work or something, you can set here the start date, the start time, and the end time that you can access your website, and everyone can access your website, I mean. So let's go and disable that. Okay, next one, banned users. You can specify if you want, if you have some users here. You can enable the hackrepair.com, which is a website that has a blacklist feature. And of course, you can add here hosts by manually. User agents manually. Let's go and save that. Save settings. Let's go to the next one, database backups. You can go ahead and select to get database backups every now and then. I will not use that because I'm using another plugin for backups. Find Taints Detection. This is something that you should enable. It will scan your files, as you can see. Select Scan Your Files now. It will scan your files and see what is written in your files. If a file will change, then you will get notified that a file was changed and something was written inside. So you know that something is wrong. And you can go ahead then and do something more. Let's go and save that. Let's go to the next one, file permission, so settings. So you can load the file permission details and you can see from your web server, from your web hosting company, what permission that you have. Now, this is a Linux-based system, 755. You can type in Google and see that 755 permission. In Linux means. Okay, and you can read what does it mean. Basically, you want to have 755, not 777, which is write everything and accept everything. 777 means read and execute access for everyone, but write access for the owner, not everyone. So, do not change the permission if you don't know what they are doing, but if you have 777 here, then you are doing something wrong. Contact your web hosting company and have them to look around and see what's wrong, because you will be hacked. Okay, let's go to the next one, local brute force protection. Let's go and configure that. And this is if someone will have a machine and try to guess a password with a username. And here it says that max login attempts per host will be 5. Max login attempts per user will be 10. I will put here 5 also. Minutes to remember bad login, I will put here 60 minutes. If someone for after 5 attempts cannot remember his username, he should have selected to send his password to his email and not try to guess his password all the way. But if he did that, then for 60 minutes he will not be able to access the website. And of course, automatically ban the admin user here. You can select that, always select that. And if someone tries to type admin and then get a password, he will ban immediately from your website, because no one should use the admin. Next one is password requirements. So here you will enable that, and this will be automatically the minimum role is from this and down, it will be enabled. Okay, if you go for editor, then the administrator will not have the strong password requirement set. But if you go here, then it means that you must put a strong password. It will not allow the user and whoever will be subscribed in your website to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or something. He will ask and say, give me a stronger password. Okay, Wordpress Tweaks. Let's go and configure that. And this you can go ahead and check if you want. And I'm not going to analyze any of this, but let's go for Windows Salt or something. Login email, username. No, I'm not going to analyze any of this. You can say, look what it is. You can read it, and I will not check any of those. So everything else is in the Pro version. Okay. The only thing that I'm missing now is the two-factor authentication, which of course can be enabled from different plugins as separately if you want to have it. I think it's really great to have a two-factor authentication, but only if you are an administrator and you don't have every single one to get in your website. If you do have a website that has more users that log in, then you must discuss with all users, and if you can do it, then it will be great. I think two-factor authentication is a great security, is a great step. So this was the plugin that we have in here. Let's go and disable that. And the moment I will disable, you will see the appearance and the editor here. Let's go and disable that. Where is it? The ISIM deactivated. Okay. And if I go now to appearances, you will see the theme editor and of course plugins, the plugin editor that I said before. Let's go and delete that. And I'm going to install the WordFence and see the most common settings. Let's go for a new plugin. Okay, WordFence. And let's see my notes if I want to say something else. So, okay, the last thing that I want to say from my notes is do not use nulled themes or plugins. Do not install anything that it's not coming from a source that you know. If you buy a theme from a site in I don't know, $5 or something, and give you access to every single theme and plugin, then there is something suspicious about it. Always buy from a source that you know it's legit and you know what you're installing. Do not install something that someone sends you or something else. He can add a backdoor or something, he can add the malicious code, and he can get access to your website. Let's go to the WordFence. Let's go to dashboard. The moment you hit dashboard, it will say, it's not saying now because I have installed it first, but it will ask you for your mail and you will have to say continue, and then it's asking if you want to buy the pro version, and you will have to press no thanks. And after that you are here. So let's go to the global options here, and here let's go, as you can see, display all options menu. Yeah, I want to display the all options menu item. If you want the blogging and live traffic menu, you can select those here. Let's go and select that. And then let's go and start the options. So WordFence will, the more secure method for the IP address, it's recommended, use that. If you want to hide the WordPress version, which is great, hide it. Disable the code execution for uploads directly. I will not go there because I'm not using any uploads. This is check the pause live updates when Windows loses focus, and this means that if you are using, if you are going for an update some plugins, and say that we have 10 plugins to update, and hit update, and then you go and open another window just so you're not waiting and see a screen and waiting for them to finish and go somewhere else, then the update will pause until you come back. Okay, so if you go to another window, it will not update. I will usually not select that. Okay, update interval in seconds, bypass the light speed, no board check. Everything that you can see, you can select this question mark and read more. Okay, delete that tables and data from deactivation. You can check that if you want. And of course, if you need to update the plugins and core automatically, scan status. And let's go for the emails. Usually I do not set any of those except the alert me when the scan is high or critical. And I usually turn everything else off because I do not want to get updated constantly. But I do select if the administrator is sign in from a new device or location to get notified, because usually I'm the only administrator in the websites that I am using for my clients or something, and I want to know if an administrator will sign in that it's not me. So alert me. I will not alert myself for non-admin users or anything else. And of course, if they have a large attack increase, I will get alerted. And you can set this as 2 alerts per hour or something. I will not enable summary because I'm not reading it. And of course, not enable activity report. So let's go and save changing. And of course, you can export these options and you can have it automatically imported the next website that you are choosing to install WordFence security. So this was for the dashboard. Let's go to firewall. And the firewall at the first 17 days will be in learning mode. Okay, it will say here web application firewall currently in learning mode, and this means that it is not on. It's tracking your website and seeing what is using and what code are accessing what and what plugins are using what. And this means that if you enable the firewall and you have a plugin or another thing, or Uptime Robot or Facebook or something else and tries to get something for your website from your website, maybe the firewall will block it. So this learning process is that it will track your activities in your website, and it will see if something wants to get access from your website, and it's every day it will get access to grab some files or something. Maybe it's something that you need to have it allowed. So it will learn by itself, and after the 15 days it will turn on and let the process continue. Okay, so let's go to the blogging, and you will see that okay, now it hasn't any blogging, but if it had, you could see. And of course, country is the pro version. Okay, let's go for firewall again, and let's go to firewall options. Okay, and you can select enable and protect or disable the firewall, but I will leave it as it is, and it will be automatically after 15 days, and protection level will be extended. Extended protection, all PHP requests will be processed by the firewall. Okay, this is the protection level. I'm not changing it, and I think you need the pro version to have it have something more. This is the whitelist that you can allow. The security is if you want to scan your website, Facebook, Uptime Robot. We will see this in a later video. Status cake, if you have managed WP, then you should check that, and Shazam. Okay, and this is the files that can be this is the categories that can be executed. And let's go for the brute force protection. Lockout after 5 attempts. This is what I've used in the iThemes also. And after the failure, you can go ahead and give it 1 hour or something, or 4 hours. The amount of time a user is locked out is for 1 hour. And this is how many times he can go and have a failure in his access and not reset these settings. So if he will go for in the same hour and have 5 times wrong used username and password, he will be locked out. But if the hour passes and he only use 3 attempts, he will be reset to 0. I hope you understand what I said. I did not, but I hope you did. Okay, so prevent the use of passwords leaked in the database breach. Always select that. And let's go, and you can select this to enforce strong password. Don't let WordPress reveal valid users in login errors. This is what I said for the first one. If you are using a known username, you can select that, and it will not let the attacker to know that he found the username, and he only has to guess the password. Okay, prevent user register admin. If he uses admin, he will be banned. And prevent discovery for username from the author and scans. You should check that. It's more technical. Block IPs who send the post request to see what's happening, and check password strength. And of course, participate in real-time WordPress security network. Then you have immediately block fake Google crawlers, and if you want, you can select what happens when anyone requests exceed, the page views exceed, and what you want. Okay, and let's see what else we have. We have here the whitelist for URLs. So if they're using a URL next to your domain or as favicon icon, then it's whitelisted, or Apple Touch icon PNG or something like that. Leave it as it is. You do not have to check any of those. And then let's go and save settings. Okay, firewall again. Okay. And let's go for the rate limit. Okay, this is already what we have talked about. So after that, we can go to blocking and see what's blocked or what it's not. And then we can go to scan and have our website scanned. You can go ahead by starting a new scan, and it will depend the speed, the time that it will take for the scan to finish. It will depend on how big is your website. So the bigger the website, the more time it will take for the scan to finish. My website is not so big at this moment because it's only a test website and I'm building from the ground up. Then let's go to the tools and we'll have it scanned. And this is also some things that you can also check. So don't log signed in users from public access. This is the username to ignore. You can use your usernames and list them here. Also, if you have an static IP, you can access here and you can read what it is. I think they are easy to understand what is what. And this is what is happening in my website. As you can see, there are Amsterdam, Netherlands that is using this URL and try to access my website. And it has some response. This is his IP address and the host name. Of course, I will blur out the IP addresses for GDPR purposes. It's not it's personal content, so I'll have to block it out. Okay, live traffic. This was something that it was very heavy in the previous version of WordFence, but you could have the live traffic and see what's happening at this moment. Login security. Okay, and as you can see, you can scan this code and have them log in automatically. And let's go into the next one. All options. Okay, I think I have already gone here, but as you can see, it's not so easy to get to start building your to setting the settings of WordFence. I think it's not so easy as it's in iThemes. iThemes was one next to the other. You can check here, check here, check here, or get a list of those and have it fixed. With WordFence, you have to go more settings and you have to check more things and things like that. Of course, I'm not saying that one is better than the other. No matter what you choose, you are good. You're doing a great job. So this is the license key. Let's go for use customization, display all options, and the options was from all the things that I have made till now. Okay, and I'm not going to do it again. So that was all for the WordFence, and of course you can also choose to hide the WP admin, which is something that we didn't do. Let's go and do that. And let's go another plugin. Also, of course, you should not use two security plugins at the same time. Let's go to plugins and add new. So you must choose WordFence or iThemes security and not using both. And let's go for hide login. Hide login. Install it. It's very easy. As you can see, 500,000 installation. It's one click and only one setting and you're good to go. Let's go and activate that. And after that, you have to go to the settings. Let's go to settings and then general. I think WPS, it said here WPS. Okay, so it has it here, but it has it also in Wps Hide Login. I think it's the same. Yeah, it's the same. So it says here that you were going to log in if you type in here something else than WP admin. So you can go ahead and put not your name, but something similar, or a phrase or something that you can remember, because if you forget that, you have to go to your file server and disable the plugin manually. But you can add here something different from the WP admin. And of course, this is for the direction. It will redirect if someone tries to type WP admin, and it will go to a 404 page. And just hit save changings and you're good to go. Just remember what you put here. Okay, I will not put anything right now because I don't want to do that. So that was the video for the security. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. This was the basic settings for the security plugin, for the security plugins, and I think I have covered everything that I wanted to say. If I remember anything else, I will put in the description below. And thanks for watching, guys. Remember to subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.